What's up, guys? Welcome to College Football Countdown, presented by the Sports 2.0 Network and DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm joined by Nick freaking Tobin, man. The kid's already worried about going to Rome. He's not thinking about college football, but you better be locked in for this show. How you doing, Nick?
I guess we'll find out tomorrow how locked in I am, but as of now, I'm doing great.
You sucked last week, right? It
was fine. I mean, close to 500, which that's a losing week.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You got to be, 53%? 53% to win. So,
yeah.
Hey, that's what we do here, though. We just win. We have rough weeks. We bounce back. And then new to the show, Reginald Ekong. Very excited to welcome him. Reginald, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Ready to get some locks in for this week.
There you go. First thing I got to ask, though, Nick, last week, for the people that followed us last week, we had the accident outside your apartment down in Miami. Find it. What happened with that? They cleaned it up?
Yeah, I guess so. Now there's they got the leaf blowers out and stuff. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. There's no accidents so far, though.
How's Miami football doing?
They can't lose this week. That's the oldest joke in the book. They have a bye week. They can't lose this week.
You know, I told Will Reed, I said, you guys got to stop going to class. That was when the U was good, nobody went to class. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, tell that to De'Aaron King.
There you go. All right, Reginald, you're at Florida, so you got the Gators, a little chomp. How's the Gators been doing?
Doing good. That Kentucky game didn't go exactly as we planned, but, we'll bounce back in the swamp. We play Vanderbilt, I believe, tomorrow, so that should be an easy game.
Hey, and UConn did cover against Vanderbilt, so that was our lock of the week, and it happened. All right, so, Nick, how'd you phrase this as the worst game?
The best worst game.
The best worst game on the slate. Now, I'm a UConn alum, so we're going to talk about UConn every week. If you don't want it, don't show up. UConn -3 versus UMass. UConn's been a favorite once this year against Holy Cross, and they were unable to cover. They were 3.5 in that game. They're -3 in this game. They're at UMass, which I'm sure is going to be a hostile environment with the freaking 10 fans that are going to be there. I like the Huskies at -3. I think they'll be okay. This is a crapshoot, though, when you're playing against UMass, two bad teams. So, Nick, we'll start with you because this is you. You requested this one, actually. It wasn't me.
I don't know. The game stinks. I'll take UMass. If you have my rule went terribly last week of bet on ranked teams against ranked teams with their favorite. But my other rule is don't bet on a winless team that's favored. So I'm not going to bet this game, but I'll take UMass, I guess.
Well, that logic's kind of flawed, though. Because
I don't. Yeah, there's a lot flawed about this game. I don't really.
All right, Reginald, who are you picking in this one?
Honestly, I'm going to have to go with UConn. I'm going with UConn for the fact that they're bound to get a win in this. So, and I don't think UMass is anything too special. It should be a close game, but I'm going to go with UConn.
I love that. All right, so go Huskies. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to ride or die with them, even though they suck. All right, number 6 Oklahoma, -3.5 this week versus Texas. Now, this is a neutral site game in Jerry's World down in Dallas. We got Oklahoma.
Not Jerry's World.
Okay, what is it? The Cotton Bowl?
Yeah.
But that's Jerry's World.
Is it?
Yeah, they changed the name. AT&T Stadium is now the Cotton Bowl.
No, it's not that stadium. It's at the Junk Cotton Bowl.
What the hell are you talking about? I said Jerry's World.
I promise it's not Jerry's World.
It's Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl Stadium is Jerry's World, isn't it?
No.
Cotton Bowl Stadium. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. It's the Cotton Bowl. Who am I kidding? I'm stupid.
Come on. You've seen the overhead. This is I'm the reason I've said that is because this is, as a college football fan, this is my favorite game of the year. This is there's people like Michigan, Ohio State, whatever, Auburn, Alabama. This is my favorite game of the year. With half the stadium in orange, half the stadium in red. This is my favorite, personally.
All right. Well, the bottom line in this game, when we look at it, Texas has got to come out and run the football. They were able to run the football last week. If they can do it this week against a good Oklahoma front seven, now I think Oklahoma's trash in general. I don't think they deserve to be the 6th-ranked team in the nation. They've had a lot of close games. Yeah, I said it, Reginald. Well, Reginald, we'll start with you because you seem like you have a problem with that statement there.
That's a hot take. I don't think Riley's going to lose to Texas, man. I mean, they're 5-0. They're probably going to take 6-0 this week. Texas nothing too special, so I don't know.
Nick,
Oklahoma's offense is looking pretty good.
I don't know. I think Nick agrees with me.
Yeah, I think Texas is going to win this game, but my problem with it is Texas is a big-time public dog right now. So, and as we saw last week with, was it Maryland against Iowa, when everyone in the world was on Maryland, the public dog, and they got smoked. I don't think Texas can get smoked. This is another reason my favorite game of the year is no matter how bad Texas is, this is always a close game. And they've actually won more than you'd think. Like, they beat them a couple of years ago. Even when Tom Herman was there, they beat them. They beat them with Charlie Strong as a coach. Like, they beat them regularly for how bad they've been. Now, would I bet Texas here? Probably not, just because it seems like everyone's on Texas. But I think Texas wins this game.
I just think Oklahoma's been so inconsistent. I mean, they're beaten. They you can only survive so long, right? How many close games are they going to have before they get knocked off?
I did also see this. Texas has played. They've played how many games this year? Five. Yeah, and 4 of the 5 teams they played this year have winning records, and Oklahoma's only played 1 team with a winning record.
Oh,
and they've nearly lost a lot of those games.
Yeah, and like you said, how long can you skate by? But I don't know. This is going to be a close game. This is, I mean, it's a cliche. Throw the records out. It's going to be close. Who cares? Like, these 2 teams could be 0-5, and I'd still watch it.
Yeah. I still like Oklahoma, though. Got to give it to them.
I can't. I'm not taking Oklahoma. I've lost too much money on Oklahoma. I'm hammering Texas on the money line. I think positive odds there. You really can't beat it. Neutral site game. You don't have to compete. I mean, it's going to be loud either way. But it's going to be.
Is it a home game for Texas or is it away?
It's the Cotton Bowl.
This is the Cotton Bowl. Half orange, half red.
Ooh.
Best environment in college football. This is why
it's going to be packed.
You know why I got confused over this is because the Cotton Bowl. Like the Cotton Bowl Classic.
The bowl game. Yeah, that's at Jerry.
It's at Jerry's World. So I read that. I saw Dallas. I'm like, all right.
No. I'm pretty sure those 2 stadiums are like right next to each other. But
they must be.
Yeah.
All right. Arkansas Razorbacks versus the Ole Miss Rebels. We look at this game. Arkansas 13th in the land, 4-1. Ole Miss 3-1, 17th in the country. It's going to be a tight game. Ole Miss favored 5.5 at home. I think that's going to make a big difference here. When we look at Ole Miss, they're coming off the loss to Alabama, 42-21. That game stayed way under the 80-point total. I mean, I think Ole Miss is able to bounce back. I think Lane Kiffin is a great coach. But again, covering 5.5 at home against a team like Arkansas isn't going to be easy. Nick, we'll start with you. What are you thinking?
I do like Ole Miss here. It's kind of it's an important game for both teams. I mean, especially off of last week. These 2 teams have been surprises this year. Ole Miss less than Arkansas, but it's important given an SEC schedule where it's clearly not going to get much easier for these teams. This is an important game because it seems as though even though Arkansas got off to a hot start, they could kind of tailspin if they lose this one too. You start stacking losses in the SEC, but I do like Ole Miss to bounce back here.
Yeah. I like Ole Miss as well. I think at home in the SEC makes a huge difference. Reginald, are you agreeing with us? Or are you going with Arkansas plus 5.5, or are you like a money line bet?
To be that guy again, but I'm gonna have to take Arkansas's here, man, because KJ, their quarterback is good, bro. I've seen him play, and I think that dude could carry their team. Plus, Ole Miss, I believe they played 4 games this season, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're 4-1. Ole Miss 3-1. Ole
Miss has played 4 games this season, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like Arkansas has played 1 more game, and even though it's a home game, I feel like they're gonna pull off a tough W.
And even the game against Bama, they were within 20 points, 21 points, but like that's still. I mean, Alabama won that game. That was a garbage time.
Yeah, no, that's don't take anything from that game. What you take from that game is they got killed. That's all you take.
I mean, yeah, but the whole thing with comparing the whole, I only lost by this much. We lost to Bama by 2 points, and Florida lost to Bama by 2 points. Next week, lost to Kentucky. So
yeah,
it's all you know.
The other thing is I don't like to take stock in performances against like Alabama because in general, like either you like what happened with Florida is like they played their best game of the year, but then also if you get smoked, it's Bama. Like who cares? Like those games just don't even count.
Yeah, exactly. You show up. Yeah, I mean Alabama. And even if you knock off Alabama, you were better than Alabama for 1 day.
Yeah.
You were not better than Alabama. Like Alabama might lose. Alabama could lose this week. Who they got this week? A&M. realistically, they could lose to A&M, like just on paper. No, I know.
Yeah.
On paper, anyone can beat anyone in college football. Texas A&M has the same amount of 5-star recruits as Alabama, maybe not as many, but you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
If Alabama lost to A&M, that's going to happen once, 1 in a million, right? Or not 1 in a million, 1 out of 100 times, right? Alabama's going to win this game this weekend. But if Texas A&M won, it's college football. Anything can happen. So you can't really, like you said, you can't use Alabama as a reference point because the team's either going to show up or they're not, and Alabama's always good. Georgia versus Auburn here. We look at this game. Georgia's 5-0, second-ranked team in the country right now. Auburn 4-1, 18th in the nation. This game is at Auburn. It's going to be a great environment. It's going to be one of the best environments in college football. 3:30 game on CBS is the SEC game of the week. When we look at this game, I like the Bulldogs to go in and take care of business, but again, 18th ranked team in the land going on the road, or Georgia, number 2, going to the 18th ranked team in the land. Not going to be easy. I think it's such a big spread. I kind of like Auburn at plus 15.
I'm the same way. I do like Auburn to cover here, but they're not going to win the game. But I like them to keep it close. Georgia, last week was a very impressive performance, but I feel like this is going to look a lot more like the Clemson game because Georgia, I have bigger concerns with Georgia in terms of winning the national championship in that, and it started with that Clemson game. Like when they're behind the chains, they can't throw the ball like these elite teams in college football can. And I just feel like Auburn isn't that, but I feel like they could keep Georgia in check enough to stay within the number. And I think Bo Nix is going to end up throwing like 5 picks, and I'll probably get smoked on this game, but I'll take Auburn to stay within the 15.
I see what you're saying about that Clemson game, but you also have to account for that was their first game of the season, the Clemson game. And I really like Georgia here because for me, it's Georgia's defense that's crazy more than anything. Like they're not really giving up that many points, so I like Georgia here a lot because their offense is going to do what they're going to do regardless, but that defense is amazing. So
now, since we're sorry to cut you off there, Reginald, what were you saying?
No, that's what I was saying. I finished, but I like Georgia. Definitely take a Georgia on the money line if I had to.
All right, Nick, you know what we got to talk about right now?
What's up?
Bo Nix on the road. All right.
Oh, is this a home game? Is this an Auburn?
Home, but we need to talk about Bo Nix on the road last week. Went to LSU, went to Death Valley, pulled off the win. Bo Nix on the road was not very good last week. I mean, he was 23 of 44, 255. He had a touchdown. He only played 52% of his passes, but he took care of the football. When we look at that, I mean, you said Bo Nix on the road. Never bet Bo Nix on the road. Bo Nix pulled off the win. I believe they covered.
Yeah, that was tough. I'll still be a principled fade Bo Nix guy, but we'll see. I'll be on him this week. I'm terrified, but also it feels like in college football, like you can't coast every week. Like these like they're my age. Like I know, like you're just not going to show up some weeks. Like that's just what happens. Now Georgia cannot show up and still win this game. I just like Auburn to keep it semi close, I'd say.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on here. We got Penn State, number 4 in the nation versus Iowa, ranked number 3. I think Penn State comes in and just absolutely blows Iowa off the field. It would not surprise me if Penn State can get up early. Iowa does not have the offense to keep up with them. They want to run the football. They want to eat clock. Penn State can score with Sean Clifford, 103 for 153 on the season, 1,336 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks, takes care of the football. I love Penn State in this game. I would be hammering them at plus 1.5 right now. Before that line jumps anymore. But we'll start with you, Reginald. Who you like in this one?
I like Penn State a lot. I have to actually agree with you right here. Their offense has been amazing, I think so. And generally, just Penn State, is it a home game for Penn State?
It's at Iowa.
Is it Iowa? I still have Penn State. I don't know. I'm not big on Iowa, even though they're ranked number 3. Penn State's ranked number 4. I don't know. I never really just liked Iowa football anyway, so I like Penn State.
I mean, I think this is the year Penn State makes the playoffs. I really do. I feel good about him. Yeah, I feel good about him coming out of the Big Ten.
They're second Big Ten right now. Yeah, I like Penn State.
I'd be worried about it. I think Ohio State might be finding something right now.
But all right, so Iowa, we got to get through Iowa though first before we're about the playoffs. So Nick, you like Iowa 1.5 here?
I would take Penn State, just principle because Iowa is a 9-3 football team every year, and that's what they are probably again this year. And if you look at their upcoming schedule, they got nothing. So it's almost if they're going to lose, this is the spot. I don't love it because it feels like everyone's on Penn State, and when everyone's on a road underdog, it usually doesn't do well.
Yeah.
But I would lean Penn State here too.
All right, we're leading Penn State, not fading Penn State. Love that. Got Michigan, so we're staying in the Big Ten here. Now, Nick, we weren't going to put this game on the list today, but you loved it. You said Michigan -3.5. You like Nebraska though, right?
I think Nebraska's going to win the game. Nebraska
that scares me a lot.
Is a product of the week 1 game against Illinois or it was week 0 when that was like the only game on TV, so everyone watched it. Nebraska shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, but also that was like you can't take much stock in a game that happened in mid-August to who you are as a team. And then since then, Nebraska's played really well. They're 5-1 against the spread. They've covered 5 straight. And Michigan's comes from the same is kind of cut from the same. I'd say they're a poor man's Georgia in that I still don't trust them to throw the ball when they have to. And I just feel like on the road at night at Nebraska, this feels like a spot where they lose.
Yeah, I mean, this one scares me a lot. It scares me a lot because I don't trust Michigan at all, and I haven't trusted Michigan in a long time. But I mean, I can't trust Nebraska to cover 3.5. Now, just the way football scoring works, obviously, -3.5 versus +3.5. +3.5 so much safer because be within a field goal. I mean, I could see Michigan winning this game by a field goal. So, you know what, Nick? You're the betting guru here. You're the college football guru. I'm going to ride with you. Reginald, you settle it here. You like Michigan or you like Nebraska?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with Michigan, man.
All right.
I just feel like Nebraska's going to fall short. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to fall short. As far as that line, though, I think it's going to be a really, really close game. I'm not sure.
I mean, I will say in Nebraska, this game is in Nebraska, so that's going to help them. I mean, Nebraska's got one of the best atmospheres in college football. But again, Michigan plays in the big house. So they play in the Big Ten. Like, that's the thing. We talk about the atmosphere. We talk about Saturday night in Death Valley. But again, these guys are doing that every week, unless you're playing at Vandy one week and then you got to go to LSU.
Well, that game was sad. I wasn't really watching it, but I saw after, like, in the third quarter, LSU was winning the game and the stadium was half full. Like, everyone left.
Yeah.
That was a sad scene, but whatever. Hopefully they don't leave in Nebraska this Saturday.
No, they won't leave. They don't have anything to do in Nebraska. It's like football and drinking beer, and that's it. And church. Like, they got nothing. Corn. Got corn, Huskers, yeah. All right. LSU, Kentucky. Kentucky shocked the world. Reginald, we're going to start with you because they shocked the world against your team. Will Levis was not great last week, but they found a way to get the job done. Kentucky played well. They made the stops when they needed to. Nick, you said LSU with Coach O. He's going to be fired if he loses this game. I don't know about that, but Coach O is definitely on the hot seat for sure. Reginald.
Man.
You gonna take LSU? You gonna get some revenge for Kentucky beating Florida last week?
I'm gonna have to take LSU, man. I'm taking LSU for the upset here. Kentucky should not have won that game. Our offense was terrible. We have a quarterback who does not throw the ball, who can't throw the ball, always trying to run every play. We should have won that game. I'm taking LSU.
Okay.
I also like LSU here. Kentucky, that's a big emotional high to come off of. And this feels like LSU back against the wall.
Exactly.
Best performance of the year.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
LSU is really going to bring that dog out in them, and I think they're going to pull through.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Kentucky. I don't think Kentucky's 16th ranked team in the country. I think that's inflated.
I think they might be.
Really? Okay.
Because in a normal year, no, but it just feels like there's so many teams in this range that just aren't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. When we look at this game, though, I mean, Kentucky, what were they? They were unranked last week, and they jumped to 16 after beating Florida, right?
Yeah.
So LSU, like I said, we look at the prospects or we look at the players on each team. They're all cut from the same cloth. They're all SEC football players. Anything can happen in this game. Probably rally behind Coach O. They know his job's on the line, and I think they go in and cover +3. +3, though, it could be a push. Kentucky might win this game by 3, but like you said, Kentucky didn't play that well last weekend. They were given the game by Florida as well. Like that contributed. So, all right, we're down to our lock here. I'm going to let Nick talk about this because I don't necessarily agree with this one. He likes Rutgers to cover at +5.5 against Michigan State. Michigan State is coming to Rutgers as the 11th ranked team in the land, 5-0, 2-0 in conference play. Rutgers just lost, Nick, to Ohio State 52-13, and you're expecting them to cover against Michigan State.
Yep. You're choosing to ignore what happened the week before when Rutgers was playing in the Big House and Michigan got 1 first down in the whole second half, and Rutgers had a very good chance to win that game. I just think Ohio State's they're rolling now. Like that's almost they're going to do that to anyone in the Big Ten right now. I love Rutgers in a bounce back spot right here. Michigan State, I mean, they're kind of they beat the piss out of Miami a couple weeks ago, but that game was, I don't know, anyone would have killed Miami that day. I just love Rutgers in this spot at home. Feels like they've played Michigan, Ohio State, and Michigan State in back-to-back weeks, and this just feels like it's going to be the best performance out of all of them. I love Rutgers defense. Michigan State, they're kind of like Michigan too. Like I don't trust teams that when they have to throw, especially on the road, like you're going to be behind the chains a few times. Michigan State still hasn't shown that they can do that, so I would take Rutgers. I love it.
All right, Rutgers +5.5. I'm not going to agree with you on this one. I think Michigan State comes. I think they roll Rutgers. This is not a lock for me. This is the Nick Tobin lock of the week. Do not associate my name with this at all. I'm taking Michigan State -5.5. Put your house on it. All right, Reginald, you
100%.
sell the score here between. You're going to go with me. I know that.
100%. Yeah, 100% have to take Michigan State on this one, man. Ohio State just did what to Rutgers? They destroyed them. So I don't think they're going to just roll off and just come hot and just take Michigan State. Michigan State's a winning team. They're pretty good right now. They just scored a lot of points against Western Kentucky. So, I mean, I'm taking Michigan State. I don't like Rutgers for this. So it's not a lock for me.
Similar to how we said don't take stock in when teams play Alabama. I don't take stock in what Big Ten teams do against Ohio State. Like Ohio State's just so much better than those, like in terms of talent, that some weeks like it's just not going to happen for them. And if you take out the Ohio State game, Rutgers is actually a pretty good team. And like Michigan State, like they haven't played anyone yet. What's their hang their hat on when Miami right now? Like
they beat Nebraska.
They should have lost that game though. Wasn't that like double overtime? Like that was
23-20 overtime. They beat. I mean, even two against the U. They beat the U. They beat a bad Miami team by 20-something points. So I guess you can't really say not 20. 21 points. They beat Western Kentucky. I mean, they beat Western Kentucky by 17 points. And I'm sure Western Kentucky. I didn't watch that game, but I'm sure some of those scores were in garbage time. But still, that's not great. Youngstown State. Go ahead.
Yeah, Rutgers barely pulled it through against what schools? Syracuse. I watched that game. It wasn't anything special really. They won by 10 points, but Syracuse, they're not great too. So
another reason I like Rutgers is in general, you're not going to get rich in college football betting based on like who you think is a better team. A lot of this is just about spots, and I just love this spot for Rutgers. Like coming off a big loss to Ohio State, like they've played Michigan, Ohio State back to back. Like I just feel it. And then they're playing a team that, even though Michigan State's number 11 right now, they're not the 11th most talented team in America. Like they can very easily win this game.
All right. Well, Nick Tobin, man, if you get this one right, I think we'll maybe you host the show next time. All right.
I will say this: my two plays this week is I'm going to be taking Nebraska and Rutgers money line. Not my only two plays, trust me. We'll have more out there. But I will definitely be taking Nebraska and Rutgers money line because I am convinced one of those two Michigan teams will lose this week.
You put that in the article. You write an article on Football Takes, don't you?
Yeah, I did like a couple of different games, not this game, not these games.
All right, cool. Well, check that out, guys. Football Takes. Reginald, what have you been writing? You've been writing Football Takes basketball articles?
Yeah, Football Takes basketball articles, really. Just mainly basketball stuff, opinion stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Well, check,
but
guys.
Nick, man, I'm telling you, Rutgers, I'll be surprised.
All right. Well, yeah, I can't see Rutgers cover. I just can't see it. But you never know. I mean, Nick Tobin's a college football genius around here, so I'm not going to say.
I mean, what was I like 2-8 last week? I don't know.
Yeah, you were like.
Well, we don't. What they say, water always finds its level though. So watch out. That's all I have to say.
That's the thing, man. You got to get back on the horse. You lose in sports.
Well, I mean, no one is going to want to hear this, but I went 5-0 the next day in the NFL, so whatever. But what? I'm not here for that.
No, we're here for college football. If this was an NFL show, we'd be proud, but it's college football. You went 2-8. All right, that does it, guys. Thanks for joining us. If you're looking to bet this weekend on anything, playoff baseball, NFL, college football, college anything, high school, and not high school, who am I kidding? DraftKings Sportsbook, $1,000 deposit match, guys. Lock it up. The link is in the description below, so make sure you check that out. We love DraftKings, our favorite book to work with. Connect with the Sports 2.0 Network at Sports 20 Network on social, Sports 2.0 Network on YouTube. Give us a subscribe there, guys. Thanks for joining us. Nick, final words. Yankees are trash, right? Yankees are trash. I know you like
God. Thank God.
Yankees are trash. And we will see you next Friday for another edition of College Football Countdown.